The other one is letting people go, just releasing people when they want to leave your business or your company or whatever without hard feelings. And not trying to hold on to them if they really want to go. Because that will make your life miserable. Because the minute you start telling somebody stay and stay, of course they'll put there's a thing about somebody coming to me and telling me my life has now changed. I have a family. When I started here, I didn't have a family. Now I have a family. No. The money I'm earning is not enough. So can we talk about a pay raise? We can talk about that. But when somebody comes to me and says, I want to leave, I'm not trying to stop them. I'm not trying to stop them because it will only make all of us miserable.
Yeah.
And I'll always be trying to go that extra mile to please that person so that they don't
that they
leave.
can stay.
They can stay. So I have learned to, with a very clean heart, let people go.
Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in again to yet another episode of Far From Home Diaspora Conversations. We really appreciate you and we love that you always come back, you keep coming back. Thank you so much. We do not take you for granted. Thank you for honoring us with your time. And today we have brought with us yet another interesting, beautiful conversation. But before we dive into that, I want to take this moment to thank our sponsors, TDEX Media, who throughout the whole podcast, actually, they had faith in us before we started making any podcast at all. And they have supported us all through up to now with all the podcasts that we've brought out there. And we really appreciate them. And if you want to know more about TDEX Media, we are going to tell you more about it in the course of this conversation. Yes. And my name is Wamboy. Have I said that yet? My name is Wamboy.
And then, Carol Millenbrock.
Exactly. The other host. Thank you so much, Carol, for showing up again.
Yeah, you too.
I never thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, thank you too.
Yeah.
Actually, we take that for granted.
We take that for granted. We shouldn't.
Yeah. But we show up.
We do
both
show up.
Show up.
Yeah.
We are thankful for that.
We are. And today, you remember, guys, a few weeks ago, Carol told us about how she opened her restaurants and the struggles that she had to go through. And she took us through this process. And we saw many of your comments. Many of you were inspired by this story. And of course, after having gone through that, Carol, I'm sure there are some things that you have learned, not necessarily now or specifically on the hotel and restaurant and cooking business, but in general, being an entrepreneur. And because we are also experts in our fields, today we want to take that moment and learn a bit from Carol. What are the things that entrepreneurship has taught you? What are some of the things that you wish somebody had told you? And what are also some of the things that you will go back and tell your younger self before you start?
Yeah. There's a lot. This has been a journey of 7 years as an entrepreneur. And if I could go back, there are some things that I would do different. But like I said in another episode, these things teach you a lot.
They do.
At some point you think, if I had not gone through that, I would not have learned that. So one thing that I think has been the biggest lesson until now is hiring the right people. Hiring the right people to support you in different fields. And I'm talking about, we have these difficulties of getting people to work for us. But in this specific issue, I'm talking about, for example, or specifically hiring somebody to help me with office work. And that is where I told the story about how TDEX Media came in. I think that is a lesson I would want everybody to take in. Just concentrating on doing the things that you can do best, and don't waste time doing things that you're not good at. You'll end up messing. How I messed up the office work in the beginning, guys, you cannot believe that. Having no idea what I was doing, but I was just, and this is a process, because you have to get to that point where you have the money to pay somebody. But sometimes I also think that we spend our money in the wrong, not the right things. You have to be wise enough to know where to put in your money, because that has saved me a lot of hours that I would be sitting in the office doing the office work that was driving me crazy. Crazy.
I can only imagine.
With all these tears and all, because I'm doing something I have no idea about. I have no fun doing.
There is no expertise in you to actually be able to do it.
No.
And I think people do this because they think they are saving money with it.
That's what I thought too. I was saving money, but I was killing myself to a point of, go back to that episode of a burnout. Yeah. So that I have learned, and what is connected to that is accepting and listening to these people's expertise. That was a hard one.
I can imagine.
So, and that comes with knowing your position in whatever you're doing. So when you're shaky in your position of me wanting to show that I am the boss and I am the one saying, and then
having
somebody telling you, let's do this way. And inside you're thinking, who are you to tell me that? So that process of accepting, and also knowing, this is something I had Richard Bryson say from Virgin, that rich guy. He said, I'm hiring smart people to come and work for me. So they have to make all these smart decisions. And being okay with not being the smartest person in the room, even when you're the boss.
Yeah.
Knowing that this person knows what they're doing, and I can trust them to do. Of course, they'll bring me papers to come and sign and all that, but they know what they're doing. That has been a big one.
That's actually a lesson in humility. I was so shocked to realize the real meaning of humility. Because all this time I used to think humility is being less. It's accepting your less thanness. Like accepting you're not the smartest person in the room. It's accepting that there are smarter people in the room.
Yes.
But somebody explained to me humility one day, and it was a jaw-dropping moment. They told me, if you are a very good piano player, that's you now. That's you being humble. If you stand in front of a room and somebody asks, can anybody play the piano? You raise your hand and you say, yes, I can do this. With no apology. With no, I can try. That's not humility. That's false pride. Humility is knowing, I can do this. I'm very good at it. So let me do it. And that also means that when I know I cannot do something, if somebody asks, is there a doctor in the room?
And I am not.
I will not start raising my hand saying, after I did a first aid course 3 years ago. No, I'm not a doctor. There's somebody accepting that we are many humans, and each and everybody of us has something they can do very well. And I can get expertise from those ones who do that very well, so that what I'm doing can be good. Man, it takes a process.
Also, just knowing I've hired this smart person.
Yes.
Why then are you trying to do his job?
Yes.
Let him do his job.
Yeah. It's actually congratulations. That was you being very smart
in hiring
a smart person.
Yeah, but it's a process. It's a process.
Wow.
And that one, that one is a number one. The other one is letting people go. Just releasing people when they want to leave your business or your company or whatever, without hard feelings. and not trying to hold on to them if they really want to go. Because that will make your life miserable. Because the minute you start telling somebody stay and stay, of course they'll put, there's a thing about somebody coming to me and telling me, my life has now changed. I have a family. When I started here, I didn't have a family. Now I have a family. No. The money I'm earning is not enough. So can we talk about a pay raise? We can talk about that. But when somebody comes to me and says, I want to leave, I'm not trying to stop them. I'm not trying to stop them because it will only make all of us miserable. And I'll always be trying to go that extra mile to please that person so that they don't
So that they
leave.
can stay.
They can stay. So I have learned to, with a very clean heart, let people go. Because I always say, this is a journey. We are all on different journeys. We are all travelers. So when you decide that your journey has ended here with me, that's really okay. And I'm learning to appreciate the time that person spent here. And know, because I always say, this place is my baby. So it's my third child. That's what I've always said. So this person helped me in bringing up this child. And this child is growing, So this person
But it's your child and not their child.
Yeah, not their child. So they might care about this child, but not as much as I do. So if they feel like their journey has ended here, I let them go. I just appreciate how they have helped me bring up this child to that point. And it's okay. And I trust that I'm getting new people to come and help.
It's what Madia was saying of Big Mama. I really loved that. I've never forgotten that.
Yeah.
Madia of Big Mama was saying that people in your life are like you should look at people like a whole tree.
Yeah.
And some people are roots, some people are the stem.
You're saying Tyler Perry.
Yeah, actually, it's Tyler Perry. I know her as Madia.
You know him as Madia.
So, yeah.
You're mixing up
Tyler
everything.
Perry. I know.
Tyler
It's
Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler
But
Perry.
as
That's
Madia.
our all-time favorite book. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
as Madia, not
Madia.
as Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And he says that some people are leaves. And they are valuable when they're green. And in autumn, like right now it's autumn, these leaves have to fall.
They have to fall
And
off.
they have to fall because otherwise it will kill the tree.
Yes.
If the leaves insisted on staying on the tree during fall, then it will kill the tree. The tree has to let these leaves fall.
Yeah.
Now the tree cannot never ever let the roots fall because it will die.
Yeah. That's true.
But it has to let some leaves fall. And
new
Madia
leaves
was
grow
saying,
on.
that sometimes we confuse the roots with the leaves.
With the leaves. Yeah.
And we insist and hold on. But they are supposed to fall.
They're supposed to fall.
So that new ones can come.
Yeah.
And it's normal and it's okay.
Yeah. And on an entrepreneurial journey, there'll be so many.
There'll be many leaves.
Yeah, there'll be so many leaves that come. So just be okay with letting people go and embracing new people, and knowing that and trusting that they can do a good job.
Yeah, it's
It
also
will
an
be-
issue of trust.
Yeah,
You have to
trust.
trust over
Yeah.
and over again.
That this person, and God is bringing me exactly the person I need now. I have full trust in that nowadays. You remember there was a time I was talking to you about that. Somebody left and I was sitting there here thinking, oh my God, how do I even manage without this person? And it was somebody who was cleaning the dishes. And I was thinking, there's no one to clean the dishes now. And with all my work in the kitchen and all that, how will I? And then 2 hours later, somebody's knocking on the door, ringing the bell.
Crazy.
And they are telling me, I'm looking for a job. Do you have a job for me? And I was asking, what kind of a job are you looking for? It doesn't matter. It can be cleaning. I was like, hallelujah.
Crazy. Crazy. You know? Yeah.
And they came in and they had the job. So I've learned to trust in the God that I pray to, that he will bring me the person I need at that particular moment. Wow. Yeah. Just prayer. And I've become so relaxed in this.
Mm.
So a few years ago,
Mm.
when somebody left, I was almost losing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, because I have seen God chipping in such mysterious ways,
Mm-hmm.
I don't worry for myself. I don't worry. I just release the person going, and I trust the same God is bringing me a new person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lesson. That's a lesson. I've learned to relax in such moments and just embrace whatever is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Knowing that God will provide.
Yes.
And
yes.
this is God providing in two ways. This is God providing you with someone to work, but this is also God answering the prayer of a next person who was
Yes.
also
looking
probably
for a
telling
job.
God, will you give me
Exactly.
anything?
Yeah. If that person had come
Mhm.
as the other person was there, they would not have
They
gotten
will
the
not
job.
have gotten the job.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that one is a big one in this journey. And then the other one is knowing that at some point there'll be difficulties. Definitely. Definitely. Here's a quick one to tell you about our sponsors, TDX Media. I've been working with TDX Media for about 5 years now, and this has saved my life, literally saved my life. TDX Media has a way of helping you to optimize your office work. So I am a very chaotic person. My office was looking like you can imagine it. And then TDX Media came and they really helped me to optimize the processes, especially the processes of how I work, what should happen when, they came and advised me. They came and sorted out most of my files and all that, because I am not that. And then my website, it's beautiful because it is being maintained, it is being serviced by TDX Media. And then the CEO of the company, Christian Tiedemann, who does all that, comes to you, advises you, he talks to you, he listens to your needs, and then crafts everything according to how you need it, but adding his professionalism in everything that he does, such that at the end of it all, and he will not use anything he doesn't think is okay for the person visiting your website. So if your photos are not good enough, then he'll not put them in. And that is the level of professionalism that I need when I'm working with someone, so that they just don't do everything I tell them to do. They tell me, okay, it's your website, but it has my name on it. So he will not do anything that is not professional enough. And the other thing is event management. Guys, these guys are so organized. TDX Media is so organized. They have taken control and over. They organize our African festival, which happens every year. So I have nothing to do with it. The first year I organized it myself. I almost went crazy. And nowadays I just get calls, or when we're talking, it's a yes, no, and I have nothing to do with it. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I love working with these people. I love the way they, present themselves in a way that is, I will talk about professionalism the whole time, because that is what they are. They are professionals. And you see that in everything they do. When they're doing consultations with you, they are very specific in everything that they're doing. You can only be satisfied when you're working with TDX Media. And I'm so glad that have trusted us now to sponsor our podcast. And I've been working with them all this time, satisfied with their work. I'll continue working with them. So please visit their website, www.tidix.de. That's www.tidx.de. Visit them, because you'll be doing yourself a favor. Thank you so much. Definitely. Things that will shake you, they'll tingisha you.
Mm-hmm.
Make you start questioning
everything.
Everything you've known. They'll make you question. And you'll want to give up. And everything in you will tell you, I cannot go on.
Yeah.
This will come. At some point in your entrepreneurial journey, this will come.
Expect it.
Expect it.
It's not like
Don't
you
go
made a wrong
blindly.
decision, or it's just
It's
part of the
not,
game.
Yeah. You don't have to have made any wrong decision. These phases are there for every entrepreneur. These phases will always be there. But then what I have learned now is knowing that it is a phase.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's a phase, and also looking back and knowing I was able to go through that, and I was able to go through that, and I was able to go through that. And even this one, I'll punch it.
It shall pass.
Yeah, it shall pass. But that first one is always very shaky because you've not had other experiences.
Yeah. You don't have a
you
muscle.
don't have a master. Yeah, you cannot look back and say, I did this and this and this and this is what made it better. You don't have that. So when that first one comes, you need a lot of faith. You need a lot of people around you that will encourage you. You have some people around you that know you well, that know your strength, that they can bank on that strength when you need it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just feel empty and I cannot do this and I'm not. And how often have you reminded me, Carol, remember this, remember at moments where I am feeling like I am
It's
nothing. It's the end. But then do you remember that time?
You need
you
people
went
to remember for you. My God.
You need to remember for you.
Yeah.
You need, because at that moment you're not remembering any of that.
Yeah.
You're just in this deep hole and you don't feel like you can get out. And then somebody reminding you, you remember that other hole you are in? And you managed to come out?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a nothing.
Yeah.
You'll come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. People appreciating your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what we do with Carol. We remind each other.
Yeah,
when I'm in the hole, she reminds me, do you remember that time?
Yeah.
Do you remember that it worked? And just the memory that, no, I have been here before. It has worked.
Yeah, it worked.
That works wonders.
And prayer, we pray for each other a lot.
Yes.
The power of prayer.
Yeah.
The power of prayer, guys.
Yeah. Take it to the Lord in prayer.
Take it to
that.
Really. It's not just words.
Yeah.
Take it to the Lord in prayer.
Yeah.
Just that. That. Be ready for those punches.
Blows.
They are definitely coming. And then the other one that I have come to learn is respecting your employees. As much as you are the boss, respecting the people who work for you, and knowing their value, and letting them know. Don't hold back praise for your employees. Don't hold back.
That is so
if
true.
Something happens, if you see them struggling, just go and say, you're doing okay, you're doing fine. You're new. That means we've had, restaurant, the first thing that happens when somebody comes for service, they'll definitely drop a glass or something on a guest's back or the trouser. Or that happens to almost everybody who has ever served. That happens.
Oh my God.
And at that moment, that person is shattered because they're trying, they know they're new, they're trying to do things well, and they're trying. Just calling them and telling them, it's okay, that happened to me, that happens to everyone. Don't quarrel them or start talking about the guest. Because that is what we do. Oh, that guest now what? No, talk to this person first because he's more shattered than that guest just got some beer. And I'm not trying to, because even if they need their trouser cleaned, I have an insurance for that. I have an insurance to cater for that. But this person, this employee who that happened to is at that moment shattered.
It's their whole personality.
Yes, their whole personality. And what they need is for you to go to them at that moment and tell them it is okay. That
just
happens to everyone. It is okay. And if that person wants his trouser cleaned, we'll do that.
Wow.
So just let's go with some towel and, just and then see what happens after there. So the person who really needs your attention at that moment is this employee.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people really shaming employees a
Oh,
lot in that moment.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm,
That guest is important,
mm,
but this employee, what he's going through, I've been there.
mm,
I've been there.
mhm,
I know how it feels.
mhm.
You feel like your whole world, when it is a big glass of beer that is now on the back of that guest.
Oh no.
The guest
I
is
will
shaking.
feel so
And
bad.
I'm not trying to say that experience from that guest is any less.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. It is not.
Mhm.
But that is just a glass that has been poured on their back.
Mm.
But this person, whatever they're going through right now, is something that could make or break them.
It's true.
It could make or break them.
It's true.
They could, from that point on, say, I'm not doing this again. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
This is not a job for me.
Yeah.
Or they could see this as a mistake that happens. And now let's just try to see what we can do about it. And it is okay. I can make a mistake and we try to see how we can correct that. Yeah.
Allowing
Being
people
there
to
for
make
your
mistakes.
employees and just having their back. And knowing that they are the people who are selling your concept, your everything, your ideas. They are the people who are selling it in front here. So I am always in the kitchen, almost always. So these people have to give to the guests what my idea, my why. So I have to treat them right.
Wow.
Yeah. It is so important to treat your employees well. And I'm not the best at it. There are things I could do better, like, remembering birthdays and because this is not something we do at home a lot, like birthdays, and it's not anything that is so important for us. So I could do better in so many things, like, but I try to see the human in them and know know what they're going through and ask them, when they're sick and just follow up. How are you feeling now? And don't get angry.
Not to be angry at them when they're sick.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not coming to work. Why are you not? No, that person is sick. I would not take that sick leave because, I have to be here. So, but I don't expect that from everybody else.
Yeah.
They're sick. So I want to know, how are they doing? Yeah. They can't come to work. It's okay. How are you feeling now? So when and I have people who work for me. I have really nice people working for me. They write to me and so, I'm so sorry, I can't come to work and I'm so sorry and I hope you get someone. And I just tell them, how are you feeling? So the first thing I react to is not who will work.
Not
Not
their
that.
absence.
It's not their absence. It's how are you? How are you feeling? Yeah.
Wow. That is definitely a big one.
Yeah. Take care of your people because these are the people who are making your business what it is in so many ways. Yeah. They're the ones carrying the why out there for you.
Yeah. And who will you be without them?
It can't work.
It cannot work.
It cannot work.
Oh, thank you so much. This has been so insightful.
Yeah.
Is there one last one that you would like to tell us?
The one last one, which is also very important, is knowing why you're doing what you're doing. The why. Why?
Why am I doing this?
Why? Why am I doing this?
Oh, yes.
I think when I talked about last time about entrepreneurship, if you don't know why you're doing it, you'll be all over the place.
Of course.
You'll be all over the place, trying different things, trying this and this and this. Because my biggest why in this industry is making people happy with food. That is my biggest why. So whether I'm doing my cooking show, my cooking classes, my African buffet, my making people happy with food. That is my why. And from there, we can go about looking for everything else.
How, when,
by already,
what?
Yeah, how, what, with who, I have the why, which is that. And I have a person who's helping me with the what and the how. But I have to know the
why
how.
is yours.
The why is mine to know. And then look for the people who will help you with the how and the what. So what I do is I know exactly what I want to do. And then Christian comes and we discuss, how do we do this? what do we, but I already have my why. Why am I doing this? Yeah.
I think that's important for almost everything. For everything, actually.
Everything.
Wow. Know the why.
Know the why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too.
If we were paying for these guys, this will be real bucks. So instead of the bucks, go subscribe.
Masterclass.
It's
Maybe I'll do a masterclass.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So who is on with the with the question? It's me. I think it's me.
I think we don't have too much time.
No, we do. The 2 minutes we do have. The 2 minutes we do have.
Okay. I will not be proud. There's a time I was proud. I will shut up meekly and wait.
I don't know if you see that one where she told me there's nothing, there's nothing you haven't asked until now. So boy, I think this is a sensitive one.
Again? We've already had sensitive.
Not in that sense, but do you think at this point in your life, do you think about having kids?
No. Not having them in that sense. Of course, I think a lot about whether I want to have kids or not, because at my age, it's an age where if you want to have kids, you should start having them. And sometimes I ask myself if I will regret not having them. But a lot of times when I go home from work, I'm glad I don't have kids. So I don't know what this means for me and my future, but right now, I don't know. I don't see myself as a mother. There is no part in me that is craving that. Because I've had friends who tell me like their whole body craves motherhood and they want it and they are so unhappy. They even cry about it.
Yeah.
I don't have that. What I have sometimes is fear that this might be a wrong decision. But then when I think about it, it has never been a decision. I have never consciously decided not to have kids. It's just never happened for me.
It's not a priority in your life.
It's not a priority, and it's not something that like I don't have a good relationship right now. Because for me, I always knew if I ever had kids, I want their father to be a man who is in their life. And this was important for me because it took me such a long time to get to know my birth father. And I never wanted this to happen to my children. So this has been such a sensitive topic for me. If I ever had kids, I wanted their biology to be clear. And so, so this has never been the thing that we were talking about. It was always other things that we were talking about. And of course, in all these times, especially since I've been here, I have actually never been pregnant. I have never consciously wanted to be pregnant, but I have never consciously not wanted to be pregnant.
Okay.
It has just never happened for me. And I'm not unhappy about it. Yeah.
And that is such a powerful thing for yourself to know.
Yeah.
The fear I can understand, but you are okay with this, I say, decision right now. So whatever comes in the future, you'll be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
You don't know the future yet.
Yeah.
You don't know what it brings.
I don't know. Yeah.
So what gives us fear is this society of you need kids and but you don't. I think I respect more the decision of saying it's not something I want to have. I don't crave it. Instead of having, and you have had situations of women who have children and hate their children and hate their life because that is not what they wanted.
Yeah. And we never talk about it because like women like me are told a lot you will regret it. But we never tell the story of how you will also regret it when you have kids.
Exactly.
Because
and you never wanted to have them. Yeah. It's also we have had stories.
Yes.
You have read books of women who say they hated every moment of being a parent.
Yeah.
Because they were forced into it by the society,
Yeah.
by their parents.
Yeah.
So I respect this decision even more.
Yeah.
It's not a conscious decision like you said, but you're clear about some things. You're clear about you not craving it.
No, I'm not.
You're
really, I'm not craving it.
You as a child, like I said, with 12, I could already see myself and my children.
I never saw that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I
You
have
saw
never
yourself
seen
as
me with
Wangari
children.
Maathai,
Yeah.
or you wanted Wangari Maathai, but I always knew that I wanted a family.
Yeah.
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 And if you never had that, and if it's not something that is constant in your mind, I need children, I want to have children, I don't have a husband, I don't have, then be okay with that decision right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
I
you
am.
are
I
okay
am.
with it.
I love my life.
Yeah.
I love waking up and saying, I want to go to the sauna. Okay, I'm off.
Yeah.
I love that. I love having to go to concerts and singing. These are things that are part of my life right now. This doesn't mean that I don't want to ever have children. So if you ever catch me pregnant, don't start saying, oh, I don't know. You said. No, I'm just saying I'm good with where I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that honesty.
Thank you
Yeah.
for asking me that question.
Yes. So we got to go and eat now.
Food.
Thank you.
I'm a foodie.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing, commenting, subscribing. And we'll see you next week on another episode of Far From Home Diaspora Conversations.
Yeah. See you guys. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.